years, this hour and this music have meant to millions of Americans a welcome visit from two beloved personalities. In fact, through the seasons, Amos and Andy have become more than personalities. They are real people. On this occasion, we present Mr. Lennox R. Lohr, the president of the National Broadcasting Company, who will bring a special greeting to them. Mr. Lohr.
On the eve of the 10th anniversary of the National Broadcasting Company, it is a pleasure to salute Amos and Andy, who for 7 years of that period have played a leading role in making our two networks famous. My early appreciation of this outstanding program is quickened into personal interest through association with Amos and Andy at a Century of Progress Chicago, where the Skyride Towers were dedicated to them. As this program now commences its 8th year, the National Broadcasting Company takes pride in recognizing the achievements of Amos and Andy. It is to these pioneers and friends of long standing that we give our congratulations tonight, and our appreciation of the many pleasant hours we have spent together. We take you now to Amos and Andy in Hollywood, with the hope that this program tonight is only an early milestone on a long road of happy birthdays ahead.
Today, Amos and Andy drove their taxicab up in the mountains to Lake Arrowhead. They decided to explore that section of the country, and after driving for almost an hour, they found themselves lost. By mistake, they turned on a narrow dirt road, and unfortunately, the car stopped out of gasoline. As the scene opens now, we find the boys walking down the road about 100 yards from their taxicab, headed for a modest farmhouse to use the telephone. Here they are.
Well, I didn't know that we was out of gasoline. We must have a leak in the tank or something.
Yeah, where in the world is
Well, I don't know where we is. We was somewhere up near Lake Arrowhead, up in the mountains. That's all I know.
Well, how did we ever get on this road we is on?
Well, you was the one that told me to turn down this road.
If this ain't a mess, I don't know. Here we is 100 miles away from Los Angeles, up in the mountains, done lost our way, and we're out of gasoline. I can see us sleeping in this taxi cab up here now, or walking my feet off to get some gas.
Well, the thing for us to do is to go to this house down here and ask the man let us use the telephone.
And don't forget, if somebody brings us some gasoline out here, it's going to cost us plenty of money.
Well, if the man would let us use his telephone, we just got to call up the nearest filling station and ask them to send it out and pay them whatever they want to charge us. Unless we want to walk to the nearest place and get it, but that might be miles away from here.
Well, here's the house. Yeah, there's the man's mailbox with his name on it. What does that spell?
See on the mailbox, WALTERHUSTON.
WALTERHUSTON. Yeah. Well, let's get on in there and ask them.
Yeah, I guess it's all right if we go up to the front door, ain't it?
Yeah, there's a lady over there working in the garden, see her?
Yeah, well, come on, let's go up there. If he wants us to pay him for using the telephone, let's pay him.
Yeah, well, go ahead, knock on the front door.
Well, come on with me. Walk up on the porch with me, and don't start talking big enough now when you see him.
Well, you do all the talking if you want. This thing of running out of gasoline this far from home here is bad.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. I hear somebody coming.
How do you do?
How you do, sir?
How you do, sir?
Mister, could we use your telephone, please, sir?
Well, I'm very sorry, but I don't have a telephone.
Oh.
Oh, you ain't got none, huh?
No, is there anything wrong? Could I be of any assistance to you?
Well, we got on this road out there in front of your house, and we run out of gasoline, and we was going phone to the filling station, something. We didn't see no automobiles going by, you see.
We kind of lost, mister.
I guess we can walk to the filling station, though, if you tell us which way the nearest one is.
Well, the nearest filling station, boys, is quite a long ways. But I think I could let you have a little gasoline.
Yeah, so well, we'll pay you for it.
Oh, that's all right. Let's walk out here and go around in the back.
Yeah, sir. Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Where are you boys from, Los Angeles?
Well, we is from New York.
But we drove out from New York to Hollywood on our vacation with a trailer, and we left the trailer in Hollywood, and we drove up there to Lake Arrowhead over there, and I don't know, we started messing around up here, and we got lost.
And run out of gasoline.
Well, that's too bad, boys. Now, let's see, what have we here? Here's some gasoline. You boys don't have a can or anything, do you?
I know, sir, we ain't got nothing, but we look around, see if we can find something.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here's one you can have. Yeah, you can keep this.
This show is nice of you, mister.
Yeah, sir, we won't pay you for
Oh, no, that's all right. You forget about that. Sit down there. There's a little bench there that I keep out here. Now, this can holds, now, let's see, about 3 gallons. I'll fill it up for you.
Oh, no, sir, we don't need that much.
That's all right. I've got plenty of gasoline. Now, here's a funnel. You boys are a long way from home.
Yes, sir. That's a bad feeling, too.
How would you like to have a sandwich before you go?
Well,
No, thank you, sir. We just had something to eat a while ago.
No.
Oh, that's plenty of gasoline there. Ain't no use filling.
No, that's all right. I might just as well fill it up.
It sure is nice, sir. We didn't want to bother you. We just wanted to use the telephone, and yours was the only house that we could see around here.
Well, that's 3 gallons of gasoline you can have.
Now, I wish you'd let me pay you for this.
Oh, no, that's all right. Maybe someday I'll run out of gasoline in front of your place. and I'll call on you, and you can pay me back, huh?
yes, sir. How come you live up here in the mountains by yourself?
Well, I'll tell you. Move over there.
Yes, sir.
I'll sit down with you a minute. Sit down, young fella.
Yeah, sir, thank you, sir.
You live up here alone, huh? How come?
Well, no, I don't live alone. I live here with my wife part of the year. She's out there in the garden now.
Yes, sir.
You see, I'm in a business that, well, it's sort of nerve-wracking. When I'm working, it feels like I'm on a merry-go-round.
You work in Los Angeles or Hollywood or someplace
Yes,
like that?
I've worked in Hollywood quite a bit. I've worked in New York quite a bit, too, in Chicago. When I finish my work, well, I just have a feeling that I'd like to get away, so I come up here and enjoy this little place.
Just the two of you, huh?
Yes. You know, I find that if a man will get away from his work part of the time, and just think without the turmoil of worry, and going here and there, well, it does you a lot of good.
Yeah, that rest do anybody good. That's what I preach all the time.
Yes, but you can't rest too much. But after you hit the ball and work night and day, well, it's nice to get away.
Yeah, the man got to have some rest already.
That's right. And a lot of them think, though, that they don't need it. But when I work pretty hard. Now, I've seen some of my friends try to keep going, and I've seen them crack under the strain. You know, boys, when I come up here, I find that I can think better. I get something out of life that I didn't know existed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that Hollywood is a busy place, all right.
Yes, Hollywood is a busy place. And I guess a lot of people think it's sort of a playground. But a lot of people work awfully hard in Hollywood, and I've seen the work there drive them almost insane.
Yeah, that moving picture business is a tough business.
Yes, I'm afraid you're right.
I guess when a man, some of them people down there, them actors and all that, in the moving picture business, or when they get on the stage or stuff, they is under a strain then. That is a strain.
Well, you know, I don't know that there's any other business that takes up 24 hours of a man's time every day when he's working. But, boys, this little place up here, well, I think every man in his heart would like to come to such a place someday and spend some time. Of course, some people might not like the dead silence of the night or the quietness of the day, but I love it. Yes, sir, I love it.
Yeah, sir. Well, mister, we'll get going now. You say I can have this can?
All right, yes, keep that. Throw it away when you're finished with it.
Well, we sure appreciate it.
Yes, I wish you'd let us pay you for this.
No. I've been paid by talking to you. I'm kind of glad you dropped in.
Yeah, sir. Well, we sure is lucky, all right. And before we go, I want to tell you how much to thank you for giving us the gasoline. It saved us a long walk, all right.
All right, boys. Well, good luck to you.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Is we lucky?
I say we is. You know, he's one of the nicest fellas I ever met in my life. His face kind of made you feel at home, didn't it?
It sure did. Nice place they got you, too. Yeah, there's the mailbox. What'd that say on there again?
WALTERHUSCON. Nice fella, wasn't he?
He sure was.
The character of Walter Houston was played by Mr. Walter Houston himself. Amos and Andy would like to extend their sincere appreciation for his kindness in appearing on the program tonight. On this, the first night of Amos and Andy's 8th year on the air for Pepsodent Products, the Pepsi Company wishes to express its gratitude and appreciation for the loyalty and fine showmanship of these two boys. May we, on behalf of you, the Amos and Andy audience, salute them with cordial good wishes for their continued success. And now, I know that Mr. Houston would be happy to say a few words to the Amos and Andy listeners at this time. Mr. Houston.
Thank you. Friends, first I want to tell you that it has been a great pleasure for me to work with the two boys whom I have listened to for many years. Whenever the opportunity presents itself, I invariably listen to Amos and Andy. This is their anniversary, the starting of their 8th year on the network. I have read their biography. Many of you know this. But for the benefit of those who may not be familiar with the facts, here they are. These boys started working with colored dialect in January 1926. Under the name of Sam and Henry, this program, which was similar to Amos and Andy, was broadcast in the early days of radio over WGN in Chicago. After 2 years of Sam and Henry, the boys changed their names to Amos and Andy. In other words, Amos and Andy was actually started in March 1928. They broadcast at that time over station WMAQ in Chicago, with additional stations added by means of electrical transcription. But it was 7 years ago tonight that they started on what might be called the big time. As you all know, they have established a record in radio broadcasting. They have received today many congratulatory messages from people in every walks of life. They deserve it. Tonight's episode, in which I had the pleasure of participating, was their 2,395th day of broadcasting. As you know, the boys broadcast twice each day. I think these boys should be congratulated on their long record of daily broadcasting of these episodes, which carries with it a streak of not only human interest, but of philosophy, which I have often enjoyed myself. Their humorous episodes have been a joy to many people for an awful long time. I congratulate these boys not only upon their ability to impersonate these characters, all which they do themselves, but for writing this material each day. They are seated by me now, squirming in their chairs, and I'm going to ask them to say just a few words. It has been a pleasure to have had the opportunity of talking to you. I thank you. And here they are, Amos and Andy.
Well, that's very nice of you, Mr. Houston, and it's certainly nice of you to say all those sweet things.
Yeah, even me, I was blushing. It ain't nobody ever heard me blush on the radio.
Well, our program is almost up. We just want to tell our listeners how grateful we are to have passed another milestone in radio broadcasting. We've been grateful to the cooperation we've received here in Hollywood. We want to thank Major Law for his kindness, the Pepsi Company for their nice message, Mr. Houston for his cordial greeting, and we want to tell you how grateful we are to you listeners who make these anniversaries possible. We want to thank you and tell you we're very, very thrilled tonight and say good night.
Good night, folks.
Has come to you through the National Broadcasting Company.
Campbell's Soup bring you Amos and Andy. Today, Amos and Andy received many Christmas greetings. Both boys are extremely happy and are looking forward to Christmas Day. As the scene opens now, we find Amos in the front room of his flat. Andy has just entered carrying a few packages. A small lighted Christmas tree sits on a table in one corner. In the back room, Amos's baby boy is asleep in his crib, and his little daughter is preparing for bed. Ruby and her mother have just gone out for a short while. You there?
Well, come in there, son. You look like Santa Claus there with all that stuff.
Yeah, how is you, boy? How is
fine.
you?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, same to you. Doggone, that tree looks good.
Yeah, don't it look pretty?
Yeah, wait a minute. Let me lay these packages down here on the sofa.
Oh, you making the rounds, ain't you, son?
Yeah, making the rounds, spreading good cheer.
That's the stuff.
Oh, boy, that is a pretty tree, too.
Yeah.
Got a lot of lights on there, boy.
Yeah, we saved some of them from last year, and then we got another new string this year and added on to it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Well, we just decorated that tonight.
Uh-huh.
Ruby and her mama is going out to take a few things to some poor people that they know here in town. They'll be gone about an hour.
Yeah, well, I'll leave these packages here.
Leave these, all of them?
Oh, sure. Here's one for Ruby. Here's one for her mama.
Oh, gee.
There's one for you right there.
Oh, thank you.
And there's a little rattle in here for your baby.
Oh, gee whiz, look at here.
And here's a package for your oldest child, your little girl.
Oh, I certainly is Santa Claus this year, Andy. Thank you so much.
Well, that's all right. I see a lot of stuff over at my place from your house.
Yeah, well, just like I told you, Andy, it ain't much, but we wanted you to know that we love you and we are thinking about you. You know that.
Oh, well, Amos, I feel better this Christmas than I ever felt.
Yeah.
By the way, when you open up your packages?
Well, the kids get up early, and, well, we all get up and start early Christmas morning. And by the way, don't forget that you promised me this morning that you'd be here for Christmas dinner with us.
Yeah. Well, that sure is nice of you, all right, because the other Christmas dinners didn't work out so good.
Oh, it didn't, huh? Well, we want you here, so now we're going to count on that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's swell. Yo. Well, I got to get going, son. I got to drop in on 2 or 3 people, say hello to them.
Yeah, well, I hate to have you rush off, Andy. Don't you want to sit down a little while?
No, I'll get going, son. Just want to come by here and kind of wish you a Merry Christmas tomorrow.
Uh-huh. Well, you know I wish you one, son.
Yeah, by the way, you don't want to go with me now, do you? Drop in on some friends or something?
Oh, no, Andy, I can't. I'm going on back now and see that the baby is covered up in the crib and say good night to Arbadella. You know, she wants to know all about Christmas. She can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that's great, son. Well, Merry Christmas again.
Well, same to you, and thank you for the packages, Andy.
You're welcome, Amos. You're welcome. So long.
So long, son. Bring forth the royal diadem and crown him Lord of Lords. Well, honey, you was in bed, ain't you?
Daddy, can I turn on the little radio for a minute before I go to sleep?
Well, just for a minute or two, I'll snap it on for you. There you is. We let it warm up a few seconds. We don't want to wake up baby, you know.
Oh, music never wakes him up, Daddy.
Yeah, well, now, let me straighten your covers out a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
You said your prayers?
Oh, Mommy heard my prayers before she went out, Daddy.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Glad
The
of that.
Paul Taylor Chorus continues with the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, well, now, you get under covers, honey.
Daddy, could you get some Christmas music on the radio?
Why, darling, this is the very best Christmas music you could get. This is the Lord's Prayer.
I've been saying the Lord's Prayer with Mommy. She's been teaching it to me.
Yeah, I know she is.
What does the Lord's Prayer mean, Daddy?
Well, it means an awful lot. And with the world like it is today, darling, it seems to have a bigger meaning than ever before.
Well, what does the Lord's Prayer mean?
The Lord's Prayer, well, darling, I'll try to explain it to you.
Oh, will you, Daddy?
Yeah, now you lay down and listen. The first line of the Lord's Prayer is this. Our Father, which art in heaven. That means Father of all that is good, where no wrong can dwell. Now, the next line is, hallowed be thy name. That means, darling, that we should love and respect all that is good.
Oh.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. That means, darling, as we clean our hearts of all hate and selfishness and fill our hearts with love, the good, the true, and the beautiful, then this earth will be exactly like heaven.
Oh, that would be wonderful, Daddy.
Then it says, give us this day our daily bread. Now that means to feed our hearts and minds with kindness, love, and courage, which will make us strong for our daily tasks. And then it says, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. You remember the golden rule?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, that means that we must keep the golden rule and do unto others as we would want them to do unto us. And then it says, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That means, my darling, to ask God to help us do and see and think right, so that we will neither be led or tempted by anything that is bad. And then it says, for thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. That means, darling, that all the world and everything that's in it belongs to God's kingdom. Everything. Mommy, your daddy, your little brother, your grandma, you and everybody. And as we know that and act as if we know it, my darling, that is the real spirit of Christmas.
Oh, that's good, Daddy.
Well, darling, I guess I ought to turn off the radio and let you go to sleep.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, my sweetheart.
Daddy,
Yes?
will you leave the radio on while I go to sleep?
All right, I'll leave it on for a couple of minutes, and I'll come back and turn it off, and you listen to the Christmas music.
Christ, the Savior
Merry Christmas, my darling.
Tomorrow is Christmas, the day of all days when old friendships and family ties are renewed and strengthened. This year, more than ever, the real fundamental things in our life stand out from the trivial and inconsequential. The Christmas service at church has more meaning. The old words, freedom, equality, tolerance, character, take on new values. And most of all, we realize the importance in our lives of the people we like most. Some of us, just as some of you, are fortunate to have our families with us this Christmas. Some of us, just as some of you, have folks in army camps, on ships, or on foreign shores. But this Christmas, there is a greater appreciation of family ties, of friends, than in the past 24 years. We think of you as friends of ours. And as such, Amos and Andy and I, and the makers of Campbell's Soup, wish you, with special warmth and meaning, a Merry Christmas. Amos and Andy in person will return to you tomorrow at this same hour. This is Bill Hay speaking for Campbell's Soup, bidding you all good night. And inviting you to stay tuned in for Lanny Ross, who follows immediately on this station.